Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Coach Doty Coaches Show, brought to you by Benoit Ford of Farmerville. I appreciate the folks coming out tonight here at Frenchman's Bend to enjoy a great meal and to hang out with us while we talk about last week's game and get you set for this week's game for our Sterlington Panthers. And, Coach, as we start tonight, I know you mentioned the cool weather snap. How you like this weather right now, Coach?
Man, I'm loving it right now. It's outstanding weather. I just don't think we get enough of it, So enjoy it while we can, and man, it's just beautiful outside.
Yep, this is the kind I'd like to just bottle up and keep. So after last week's little hot spell, it's good to be in some cooler weather this week. Well, Coach, as we start tonight, we want to start with our McDonald's Senior Spotlight, brought to us by McDonald's. And, of course, Miss Jennifer Thomas does a great job with that. I know she can't be here tonight, so we're going to go ahead and recognize these two guys who will also serve as our team captains this Friday night, and then we'll get them their swag bags next week. So, Coach, who are our seniors this week?
Yeah, I'm not going to let Jennifer get out of coming up here and presenting them. So we'll bring them back next week and let her present 4 of them. So captains this week is Kellen Hall and Drew Huff. You guys come on up. Let's give these guys a round of applause here. Hey, both of these guys have been with us for 4 years now. Good players. Been part of the team for 4 years, like I said. We're just proud to have them. Good students and represent us well as Sterlington Panthers. So, again, these guys will be our captains this week, as well as the McDonald's Spotlight, Senior Spotlight. So let's give these guys another round of applause, as they'll be our seniors this week versus Richwood.
Congratulations, guys. All right, well, Coach, let's talk a little football. And last Friday night, Carroll came to kick off district play. And before we kind of jump into the X's and O's and different things, you've had a chance to look back, reflect on Friday night. What are your initial thoughts since you've had some time now to look back on Friday night?
Well, I felt, again, there's 3 or 4 plays in the game that changed, how things could have been. Just like the West Monroe game, I thought we came out and started off really well. Kids, seemed to be excited about playing. But like I said, just 1 or 2 plays in the game really kind of changed the momentum. We had stoned them twice offensively. Our first drive, we took it offensively and went down the field in 6 plays and scored. We stopped them. Came back out. I think we punted and then stopped them again. I think we had the field goal attempt. And, then we had a fumble, that was questionable in my opinion, but that was a 14-point swing there. And we still haven't got the mentality that when something bad happens, we just got to play the next play. So when anything bad happens to us, it's just like it snowballs.
Yeah.
So we went from a possibility if we execute from being up 21-0 there on them to we just let it get away from us. And those are just mental mistakes that we make, and just got to have some mental toughness about them. We preach about bad things happening, but we just haven't done a very good job of overcoming those yet.
Well, Coach, that's actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you. You have the fumble that I'm going to agree with you was not a fumble, but it is. And William and I talked about that. Sometimes the best thing you can do as a player is to just get up and hand the ball to the referee, not leave it in their hands. But that fumble happens, and it seemed like they scored within a minute, and then we get the ball back. And I believe to start the second quarter, we run a couple plays, and then we have the second fumble that's a scoop and score. And I've heard you say now for several years that you tell your team before every kickoff that something bad's going to happen. How did you feel like your team responded to those negative things happening there in that second quarter?
Not very well, and I think it's a maturity thing right now. But the problem is this is week 5. So that maturity has got to mature, and it's got to hurry up and happen pretty quickly. And but I can go back in every game, and I can find you 1 or 2 plays where the momentum swung, and we just didn't handle the adversity that happened to us at that point in time.
Well, Coach, your offense right before the half puts together a 12-play drive. You soak up most of the second half of that second quarter, and you get down to the 6-yard line, and you're unable to convert, to pick up the first down or get the touchdown. And as you guys begin to go off the field heading into the half, I think we're down 27-6 at that point. What were some conversations being had, and what were you trying to adjust to at the halftime?
Well, we needed to get inside and make some changes defensively. We felt like we had moved the ball. I think, again, we only punted twice in the game. But we're just not capitalizing on opportunities, getting inside and the 10-yard line maybe twice and not scoring. I know inside the 15-yard line twice and not scoring. And those things come back and haunt you, and at points and times in the past when we got two stops in a row, we could count on at least one touchdown. And when we're just not, we're not making that happen. And, it's frustrating. And I think at halftime on the way in, we tried to make sure we wasn't all pointing fingers.
Right.
And we were trying to use the thumb instead of the forefinger to point. Yeah. So, we came in at halftime, thought we made some good adjustments, especially defensively. We felt good about, we just didn't block people. I mean, you can see it on the film at the first half. We just missed some blocks. Felt like we could go out and run the ball and get right back in the game,
Yeah.
But we just never did. It never happened for us. So, that's the way it is sometimes. And give Carroll credit, I've told our guys all year, we're going to get everybody's best shot.
Yeah.
And those guys were excited about playing us. Those guys are hungry. That's the team we were at this time last year. And, we got to get that hunger back. And but like I said, hats off to Carroll. They came out and played and was ready to play and executed. And it was, they were more physical than we were. They were faster than we were. And, if we're going to win any football games, we're going to have to get better.
Yeah. Well, Coach, you come out of the half, and whatever adjustments you made, I did not realize this. I guess because the game had kind of swung in that second quarter, and they take the 21-point lead into half. Third quarter, really, defensively, you shut them out. And then offensively, I believe we had a 15-play, almost or over 5-minute drive, get down to the 12-yard line, and we don't convert again. Was there anything, or what did you see that was kind of causing – where was the bottleneck? What was causing us to stall when we got into the short side of the field?
Not really sure. We had some bad first down plays, and just to be honest with you, offensively, if we get behind the sticks first down, we're struggling. And we got to have positive yardage on first downs most of the time. And when we're playing catch-up, we're just not built to do that. And, we had some bad first down plays. I think we had a penalty, mixed in here or there. We got a couple calls that really hurt us on some bigger plays on first down. So it's a mixture of things. And basically it comes down to two things still, execution and tackling. And we're not doing either one of those very well right now.
Well, Coach, as the game kind of winds down, fourth quarter comes, you give up one more score. Carroll goes up 34-6, and your offense is able to find the end zone two more times, makes it 34-20 there at the end. And so I don't want to leave it on a negative note, but as you look back and kind of the way your team was able to finish that second half, what were some of the good things you saw at the end of the ball game?
I thought Dylan Downs came in and operated really well. It was still against their first group out there. I thought he handled himself well. Thought he threw the ball well. Thought he threw it to the right person. I think he ran the option well, and just very proud of the effort he got. Some of our younger guys on defense got in, and they played hard and got after it. So, you got to find some positives. And, those are things that I felt good about walking off the field, was just seeing some of those things happen.
Well, Coach, you said at the beginning of the season that you felt like if we could progress to Week 7, if we could get better, Week 7 we might begin to see some things clicking and having a pretty good football team. We're still a couple of weeks away from Week 7. What do you see as some of the bigger challenges that face this team as far as going or getting better and moving forward to where we'd like to be when this thing's over?
Well, looking at the schedule at the beginning of the year, the first 4 games, you could very easily see that you could be 2-2, 1-3. You could look in that and see because of the teams we played. Carroll's a very veteran team. They had all their players are back except their quarterback. Tank, he's been building for this year. For 4 or 5 years he's been building for this year, and it's just a shame that he's not going to reap the rewards of what he built. But like I said, I don't think we've been beat by a bad team
Right.
yet. I think the going forward, I think the obstacles are believing. Believing. And we got some guys now, you go through the first 3 or 4 games, you get some banged up. And as that happens, it's easier – to me, it's always easier to get banged up at 1-3 than it is 3-1.
Yeah.
It just happens, it seems like. So, we got some guys injured and beat up now. So the obstacle is, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. We're just trying to put the thing together now, find 11 who can go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big obstacles. But, our kids, I still believe in them and, was proud of how they competed the other night when our young kids got in. And, we'll just continue to work and see what happens.
Well, Coach, talking about some good things, you and I talked a little bit about your JV game last night, and the Panthers come out on top of Union Parish 14-0. Always a good day in Sterlington when you beat Union Parish. But you talked about how hard those kids competed, the physicality you saw even in that ball game. And so I know tonight you decided to do something a little bit different with our Players of the Week and recognizing some of those guys. And so we want to take a moment right now and recognize the first Security Title Players of the Week. And we'll call it the JV edition. Coach, who are you?
I'm proud of these guys, man. Like I said last week, they don't ever get any much recognition. And when I'm sitting down on a Friday after a Carroll game trying to find who to give an award to, I waited till Monday, and I just love the way these guys played last night. And a lot of them could get this award. But our special teams player is Preston Reynolds. Preston, if you'll come on up. Preston's our 9th grade kicker. And I'll be honest with you, if everybody on our football team would improve as much as Preston has in these past 9 weeks of practice, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about being 1-3. Really works on his craft. Just glad to have him. And we don't keep stats, but I don't know. I bet he's probably 9 out of 10. Have you missed one?
If it's like kickers, no, Coach. Kickers, no.
Somebody's keeping stats. That's good. 9 out of 10. Stay right here with me. And our defensive player is Trey Burch. Come on up, Trey. Trey's a 9th grader as well. He plays linebacker for us. Just had a heck of a game last night. Trey's got a lot of family in Union Parish, so that was a big game for you, wasn't it, bud? So he got after him pretty good, and a good physical young football player that's got a bright future here. So let's give Trey a hand. Our offensive player is David Roach. David's a sophomore for us, plays on the offensive line, and maybe the first time in my career I had an opposing coach call timeout to complain about someone blocking his kids 20 yards down the field. I don't know. Hopefully, he don't go and put a highlight film together, but we do have some people that do put JV highlight films out there. But if he does, he's going to have a long one. Because he had guys in the end zone and we were on the 40-yard line. And just devastating. I told him last night during the game, I said, we ain't been giving them out this year, but you getting a helmet sticker.
There we go.
So let's give him a hand, too. And just good group of young men right here. We got a JV ball game at, let's see, Wasman. We got Carroll at home Monday night. So if you ain't got anything to do on Monday night, come out here, watch these guys. They do a heck of a job. They get after it, and we're very proud to have them. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, guys. Those are our first Security Title of Monroe Players of the Week. We're going to take a quick break and be right back to get you set for Richwood in just a moment.
I spend my nights under the stage lights, but after the applause, I'm back in my truck from my hometown dealer, Benoit Motors. The country roads of Louisiana are my soul, and Benoit Motors gets who I am and who we are. They are proud to be a dealership for the everyday American. Join me and become a member of their family. Benoit Motors. They're with you for all your life's big moments and all the miles in between.
Folks, welcome back into the Benoit Ford of Farmerville, Coach Lee Doty Show. Am I there? There we go. Sorry, I got a little technical difficulty there for a moment. But welcome back to the Coach's Show, brought to you by Benoit Ford of Farmerville. And, Coach, as we talk about this week, I told you a moment ago, I've heard a lot of coaches say over the years that one of the best things you can have as a competitor is a short memory. So the last 4 weeks is behind you, and as you move ahead, what is your message to your team going forward?
Well, it's a new week every week. There's stories out there of people being 0-5. I think Neville in 06 was 0-5, ended up in the semis. It's been done before, but the biggest message to me is for our seniors. What's your legacy going to be? And, the seniors before you have left this legacy. What legacy are you going to leave?
Yeah.
And, you got an opportunity to be part of one of the biggest turnarounds in Sterlington football history. Or you can be part of one of the biggest disappointments in Sterlington football history. It's really on your plate right now. And so that's our message to our seniors, trying to motivate these guys and get some leadership and, some of those type things that's just been missing. So, and our message to the other guys, is just keep plugging, man. Just keep fighting. And so, I told you last week, I thought we had a great week of preparation. And that preparation showed till about 6 minutes left in the first quarter. But like I said, we got to get over bad things happening to us. I mean, bad things happen to everybody. Bad things happen to people we play. But we got to get over that. And until we can get past that mental block, we're going to struggle.
Yeah. Well, Coach, this week you guys are on the road as you head down to Richwood to take on the Richwood Rams. And Coach Marcus Yanez down there does a good job with those guys. He's been really working the last 3 years trying to get that program a good foundation built. And his team's off to a 3-1 start. They did get a district win last week against North Webster, 38-7. And I was looking at their starting lineups today, and they returned a lot of folks, especially on the defensive side. I think all 11 are back on the defensive side of the football. And having looked at some film on them and done some looking at them this week, Coach, what can we expect to see from them? Let's start on the offensive side of the football.
Well, they got two quarterbacks. One of them was injured last week and didn't play. I don't know how serious his injury is. Number 3, who seems to be more of the thrower. The passer, and he played some last year against us, I believe, and I know we saw him in JV. Their other quarterback plays receiver as well, number 13, who's very athletic, can run and throw the ball. They tried to get outside on North Webster a whole lot and was very successful doing that. Overload you on formations and just try to basically snap it to the quarterback, and here he goes. So they've had a lot of success with that. They got a sophomore running back who played against us in JV last year. The little bowling ball type guy, man, it's hard to tackle. And, I think their whole offensive line is seniors. Probably average about 285 up front, and have a transfer in from Ouachita that set out last year that plays receiver and also comes in the backfield. So they got some good players down there, and of course Marcus is a very good friend of mine, and he's done a good job down there. So we'll get all we want when we go down there.
Well, Coach, for your defense then, as you look at that spread formation stuff again, a lot of receivers, running backs, what will we need to do on defense to be successful?
Well, it all boils down to tackling. Line up right and tackle, and that's just that's a thing that you got to want to do. You got to want to tackle. So that's until we start doing that, that's still going to always be our problem.
Well, Coach, defensively, I talked to you about just the 11 starters they've got back. And really, up front seems to be the strength of that defense. They've got some big dudes. I believe that number 2 goes both ways and plays some H-back for them on offense, but a big kid down there. What stands out to you about their defense?
They are big up front, and they do a good job up front. And, they defeat blocks. And, their linebackers run really well. And they kind of play their secondary as – everybody's a linebacker at Richwood. They come to stop the run.
Yeah.
And, they'll man you up with two guys on the outside. Their two corners are not interested in the run. They play pass defense. So they're going to lock you down there and play against the run with 11. So, it's going to be a big challenge for us to move the ball and score.
Well, Coach, you talk about them committed to stopping the run, which is our bread and butter. So what do you see as some keys for us to be able to move the ball and to finish drives this week with as you guys say, with a kick?
Well, we got to, just got to block. We got to block. Even though they put them up there, we'll be happy with 4 or 5 yards of play. And we got to block and maintain our blocks. Trammell, I think, is poised for a big night at some point in time. I hope it's this Friday night. And, just got to hit, when we get our throws, we got to hit them. And, we haven't done that. We certainly didn't do that last week, but we'll have some guys wide open, and we got to hit them and we got to catch them. So, take some pressure off of us. So, like I said, it's going to be a fun game, and looking forward to it.
Well, hopefully be a great environment down there as our folks come out. I know we travel pretty well. Then they'll have some folks down. Seems like when Richwood's had years like this, when they're 3-1 and looking at it, working towards a winning season, that their folks really come out, make a good environment. Well, Coach, when it comes to this week, I know I've asked you about long term, moving forward, but what is the one thing that you look at this Friday night and go, here's the one thing, if nothing else happens for us on Friday night, this is the one place I want to see us get better?
Scoreboard.
Here we go. There we go. I'll take that. Yeah. And now you and I talked today that really you kind of are set right now to get a little run going if you can get that part of it right and chase some goals out in front of you.
No doubt. I mean, when they went to this division type playoff format, you lost some really good teams that went up above you, but you inherited some teams below you. But, if we can get on a run here and get a good seed we got a chance. We got a heck of a chance to make a deep run. But just to be honest with you, I think it needs to start this Friday night. We need to really get after it and start showing what we can be.
Well, Coach, as we begin to wrap up tonight, any final thoughts, final words you want to share with our fans?
Well, I do appreciate our fans. I mean, we had a heck of a gate the other night. Home side had a lot of folks. Our tailgate area was packed out down there. Just so proud that our people still want to follow us. Sometimes when you get in these situations, the first people that bail are the fans. Yeah. But these guys, man, they cheer for them, and just happy to be where I'm at, to be in such a good environment.
Well, folks, this Friday night, the Panthers will travel down to Richwood to start our second district ball game. At kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. You can join us at 6:15 for a replay of the Coaches Show on YouTube. Pregame with myself and William Handy will begin about 6:50. Kickoff right at 7 o'clock. Also want to encourage you to head on over to shspantherfootball.com. You can find the highlight videos, the replay videos, replay games, all those things there on there. And then on Friday nights, if you're looking for a way to watch the game live, you'll be able to click the Watch Live link there. Otherwise, you can go straight to YouTube and find us under SHS Panther Football. Well, Coach, thanks for tonight. Appreciate you giving us some time to talk football. And as always, I'll give you the last tagline.
Sure. Before we do that, though, I would make a little announcement here. It's out there on Twitter now, so it's okay for me to announce it. But our wide receiver, John Barr, committed to ULM this afternoon. Awesome. And, very excited for him. And just a great young man. John Carr called me today, and, he was fired up about the commitment. And, awesome. I know John's family's fired up, and we're fired up for him, man. You're talking about earned. Yeah. Earned. So just happy for him. We should have, another guy committing here pretty soon, and just proud of them guys. And it just goes to show you can get a scholarship if you go to Sterlington too. There we go. So, but anyway, I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for coming out, and as always, go Panthers.
Well, folks, we hope you have a great night. Have a great rest of your week.
I spend my nights under the stage lights, but after the applause, I'm back in my truck from my hometown dealer, Benoit Motors. The country roads of Louisiana are my soul, and Benoit Motors gets who I am and who we are. They are proud to be a dealership for the everyday American. Join me and become a member of their family. Benoit Motors. They're with you for all your life's big moments and all the miles in between.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Empire Media and Management. Any unauthorized reproduction is strictly prohibited.